Now listen to a podcast of a human resources professional talking about video CVs they have received. Pay special attention to what she says about some good and bad elements of video CVs she's watched.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my weekly podcast on HR issues of the 21st century. Today, I'd like to talk with you about the video Curriculum Vitae and the language that should be used when making a video CV. From what I've been seeing lately, there seems to be a trend where a lot of people, for whatever reason, are a bit too relaxed in their video CVs. I've recently watched quite a few where applicants are using slang or are not presenting themselves in a professional manner. What many people seem not to understand is that the video CV is regarded as the first step in an interview. In fact, many employers who ask for a video CV from applicants use it in place of the first few questions they normally ask during interviews, namely, the part when they would ask an applicant to introduce themselves and tell them a little bit about what they are bringing to the company in respect to education, skills, and experience. If you are asked to submit a video CV as part of the application process, then please make sure that you do it right. You will only get one chance to make a good first impression. Video CVs are that perfect opportunity. So, let's talk a little bit about the language that should be used. First of all, make sure to avoid using any kind of slang. It's okay to be comfortable, but remember that you are talking to a potential employer, not a friend. So, use language that is used in professional settings. In addition, use action verbs when talking about yourself, and try not to talk in the passive voice. That is, in fact, the same advice that we give about the written CV. For example, if you've earned a certificate in something important to the job you are applying for, then say that. So, instead of saying something like, "A certificate in web design was recently awarded to me," say, "I recently earned a certificate in web design." The way you say something matters. Be direct and action-oriented. I have included a list of action words in the description of this podcast that you may want to consider incorporating into your video CV. I also highly recommend that you write a script and practice what you are going to say. You will also want to present your information in an organized way. It is a CV after all, so you should present information in a similar manner to how information is presented on a written CV. Start by stating your name and the objective of your video CV. Follow this up by briefly mentioning your education, skills, and work experience. You don't have to go into too much detail, but just hit on some of the important points. When you do, make sure you smile. Smiles translate into a different tone in your voice and are more appealing to the viewer. You can also record yourself a few different times and then pick the best recording. It's your video CV, so make it represent you in a way that you are proud of. Next, let's address another important aspect of the video CV, the setting of the video itself. It surprises me every time I watch a video CV where people record themselves in messy rooms or in front of inappropriate backgrounds. The general rule is quite simple. When recording a video CV, treat it as if you are in the office of the person who is watching the video. Make sure the room you are in is clean and that you are sitting or standing in an area that is well lit and does not have anything inappropriate behind you. The best practice is to sit or stand in front of a plain wall. If you have a window behind you, make sure the curtains are closed and that the light coming through the window isn't too bright. In fact, it's a good idea to put a light in front of you so you can be seen clearly. If you choose to record yourself in front of a green screen, I highly recommend that you don't replace the green screen with anything too artistic or distracting, such as an active beach scene. Chances are you won't be working on a beach, so trying to show yourself on a beach doesn't make a lot of sense. Choose office scenes or something similar to the work environment you would be working in. Finally, make sure you dress appropriately for your video CV. If the job you are applying for doesn't have a particular dress code, you should still dress professionally. How you dress also affects how you talk. Dress as if you are already working at the place you are applying to. Prospective employers like to see how you present yourself and if you are willing to go that extra mile, even if only for a 2-minute video. The time you spend on preparing for your video CV will go a very long way in the eyes and ears of the viewers. That's all the time we have for today's podcast. Thank you for spending this time with me. Of course, please feel free to leave comments in the comment section of this podcast. If you have questions, I'll do my best to reply as soon as possible. Until next time, take care and stay healthy. Bye for now.